I'd like to welcome all you guys back to NintendoCade channel. I am Danny. Today I want to speak about some really interesting controller options that you have for your Nintendo Switch, especially one that I just got that I think that will blow your minds, especially if you're an enthusiast of this type of controller. So obviously, when you get your Nintendo Switch, you get these two blue and red, or this is my choice, that are these Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controllers that come right out of the box. And my preferred way of playing most of my games is this Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It's just very comfortable and it works really well with a lot of games, and you have no problems playing with whatsoever. But there is one other option that many people may not be aware of. I'm gonna put these to the side. Is this big one that I just got myself, and this is an officially licensed product by Nintendo with Hori, and it's a real arcade Pro 5 Hayabusa fight stick. And what's cool about this one is if you guys are enthusiasts of old retro games like myself playing in the arcades, this replicates that experience really well. If you guys notice, the name Hayabusa is the type of controller you find in the actual fight stick itself, and it mimics the style that you find in Japan with the arcades, the feel, the button motion. You know that if you play in the arcades in Japan, they're really well known for their buttons. Their quality is amazing. So I'm gonna flip to the back side of the box. It does work with the PC. So not only with Nintendo Switch, you can connect it straight to your computer through a USB port that will work. It is 17 inches by 9.5 inches in depth. The height is 4.9. It is about 5 pounds. So it does have a bit heft into it, but just be aware this controller is a very dedicated controller that it's for enthusiasts. So it's a bit of the high in the price, just to be aware of that. But if you're willing to spend that money, you can get quality out of this controller. Ooh, now this feels really hefty and looks gorgeous in person. And you can see right off the bat the joystick itself and the buttons on the left side of the joystick, and then the right the buttons that you can control. Really neat is this is a multi-directional joystick, and I see here that click. It's amazing feel and just really replicates that arcade clicking feel. So that's really nice. The buttons are actually the same ones that you noticed that from the I just used the Pro controller as an example. It matches out accordingly. It does have the BA, YX, LR, then the ZR and the ZL, and this is a plus button here. If you're wondering, wait a minute, what happened to the other buttons like the home and the capture button there, and then maybe the minus button there? So that's where it comes into play on the side here. Assign the buttons that you want according to what you prefer here. So there's a assign mode that you can do with on the side panel here. So it has all, this is considered the control panel of the entire fight stick. And what's neat is obviously is on the top side here. I'm gonna open it up. This is where you would actually open it up, and you agree to the actual cord here. So this is not a wireless controller. It is a USB standard. So if you're interested in connect to a PC, you can do it through this port here. And again, this is a professional fight stick, so everything professional is usually not wireless, so unfortunately that's the case, but is very courteous to have. They have included a 10-foot cable here, so that's kind of more than enough to kind of satisfy your needs in terms of length. And then what's neat on the bottom, you flip it over to the other side, you can see that these two pads here. So this one you can actually rest it comfortably on your lap to play this fight stick. So you don't have to play on the table, but it is a nice way to just play in any position you like to do. Just want to mention that the fight stick is compatible with a lot of the eShop games like the arcade archives. Like you notice that there's Mario Brothers that you can find there, also maybe Punch Out, and of course there's tons of Nintendo Switch games, just to bring a few of them in there. Like one of the obvious ones is Ultra Street Fighter 2. The Final Challengers is a great way to play, pretty neat. There's also ARMS for the Nintendo Switch. I know it's very unusual to see that you can play with ARMS, but you can do so. There are also some arcade remasters that just recently released, like Wild Guns Reloaded, and a couple of unusual choices that you could play with it. It's not maybe preferred, but you could actually play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for Nintendo Switch with this fight stick, because any game that doesn't require using the second analog stick on the Pro controller or the Joy-Con, you can actually play with this fight stick. And then of course another one that's one of my favorites, you can actually play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on this fight stick, because again, you don't need the second analog stick to play it, because it uses the left analog stick, and in this case is this left fight stick to do so. So this is a little overview of the Hori Wrap Real Arcade Pro 5 Hayabusa. It's a really nice addition to the NintendoCade collection, because I'm a really big arcade enthusiast. I grew up with the arcade era, and you know, it resonates me very well because I love the gameplay and style, the feeling in the buttons. I love how if you're pressing down on it, it has this tactile feel, and it has this matte finish on the button. If you guys are wondering, it just feels really comfortably nice and spread out really well, and I love the clicking feel of the joystick. So enjoy this episode. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to NintendoCade, that's always helpful, and I'll catch you again in the next episode.